Today, I decided to build under a rock. With my base successfully secure, I went down the hill to visit the new monument, a large barn. I passed a sleeping bag on the way, and I didn't want it there, so I tried to destroy it, but apparently too close to the safe zone, and, well, I got murdered. So, went back to get my stuff, and decided to go farm for a little while. Further reinforced my base with metal doors and went to go eco-raid my neighbors. For the modest price of like 7 hatchets, I went straight to the loot, baby. A little while later, I went to run the dome, but on my way back I died to a bolty turret, and, well, I wasn't too happy with that. After a few hours of farming, I was pretty fat with loot, so decided to roam around. I had seen an airdrop, and I actually ended up going deep on a small group, but I noticed they were all roof camping. Every morning they would get on their roof with bolties, so me and one of my new friends here, we went to go do something about it. As the dawn broke, I'd made it to their base, successfully laddered up onto their roof, which certainly someone had heard. I knew they were in there, we saw some lights, so by the time both of us got on the roof, shortly afterwards, doors started opening and closing, and, well, just give it a watch. Did it. I got what was most likely their only bolty, and my friend had grabbed the SAR that he come out with as well. In a minute here, he came back up with another SAR, or I'm not actually exactly sure what had happened. I just ran. I ran like the wind. I didn't notice at the time, but he had a SAR in his hands and dropped that when I killed him. I only looted the bolty, so he got back up on his roof with the SAR and ended up killing my friend, but I did escape successfully with the bolty and get it back to the base securely, so I felt like that was a win, and when I checked back up on them later, they weren't on the roof anymore, so I felt pretty good about that. A little while later, a couple of the homies got on, we got a car together, and we went for Rome. We heard the ever-familiar sound of shotgun traps going off in the distance, and we wouldn't find out until later who was actually getting raided there, but we went to go and find our friends at the airfield. Now it's time we absorbed basically another group into our group and also a new player, so we went to attempt an epic roam with all of us in the truck. We were only somewhat successful. But then, there they were again, those distant shotgun traps. And so, we decided to go back home. It sounded actually kind of close to one of our bases. On the way back, our homie Yep, he had gotten killed outside of his base. And we thought that they were door camping. It turned out the raid was actually happening right next door. That last shot was a desk pop, but what you heard there, after I headshot that man on the rocks, was shedding skin, putting the last 2 bullets into the SAR guy with an M39, and then pushing up, spazzing the Revy guy, who was hiding on the wall. With the loot from our roam secure, decided to head back to my base in Rocket Depot, which I did successfully. Headed on back to the scene of the crime. Well, I totally whiffed my Crossy shot, but at this point I'd like to mention that it's incredibly difficult to play this game without comms and Discord with your team, which we now regularly use. Nonetheless, one of my teammates picked me up here. I'm not even sure who it was. And I proceeded to take cover behind this little square, inside this little square radiation area, little power area. And We regathered ourselves, I healed up, and then we pushed forward to that base to see what was going on.
Guy 210. There's a guy 240. Man, work on.
I'd somehow made it off of the roof and down into this little partially raided area on the foundation. I definitely thought I was about to die right there, but things turned out a little differently than I had expected. I hadn't seen him until just now, but one of the owners of the base was hiding under the foundation, and, well, unfortunately, he had to get murdered. I dropped my freshly acquired custom SMG to our new friend and player of Rust, and he offered me some food in exchange, which was very nice, since I've been starving to death for who knows how long now. After this brief exchange, I went home and depoted what I had, grabbed explosive ammo, came back to finish this raid. Also brought back 2 C4 just in case, ended up only needing 1. This last door held a TC behind it. Luckily, it didn't have a lock on it. It was also placed on a twig, which I noticed later. A couple extra rounds to the old TC there. Opened it up and, well, the raid was certainly not worth it, but it helps to get rid of some pesky neighbors at least. Another shotgun trap and the jackhammer. That's nice. A little bit of crude to throw in the refinery. I took all these things right back to my base, which has grown just a little bit. I would eventually put walls around the entire thing with outer TCs and a windmill on top. But you know, once you put the windmill down, the end is near. These groups tend to see that as you being pretty rich, and they're usually right. A quick tip if you didn't already know, you can wire the target acquired part of the turret to a smart alarm and then pair that alarm to your phone or whatever device you use to get notifications if you're getting raided. I was pretty happy with how this base turned out, even though it was a hasty build and not really a great one at that. It was at the very least pretty cozy, and I'd managed to tuck a tier 3 workbench into the wall here on my left. All things considered, the wipe was going pretty well, at least for now. The front of my base is already walled off with a stone gate there and wood walls, turret on the front. Also have a couple turrets on the inside with which are all wired to smart alarms so that I can get a notification when they go off and I'll know that I'm being offline raided. Here's one of them here. After that, Yep and I went to the snow to get really fat on farm. We do a couple of these runs usually in a row, but still not being in Discord, I checked the map and marked where I need to go. I went to type something in chat and, well, you'll see. I can't believe the mini didn't blow up. Luckily, the mini survived with just 75 points of health left, which is awesome because it costs 10 times that in scrap to buy one from Bandit. But after this, went home, depoted, and logged off for the night. Or so I thought. I got the notifications from the smart alarms as my turrets were truly popping off. And that is the sound of all of my turrets turning off, as the raiders had just destroyed my battery. I tried frantically to search for something better than this double barrel shotgun to help me defend this now very vulnerable position. There really wasn't much. So I grabbed what little valuables I could before I had time to retreat. Took an M2 to the face.
It's the police! Open the door!
I made my way outside, closing all the doors behind me, trying to make a play. I stepped in one of my own bear traps. Oof. I spawned in a small base that I had nearby down the hill, where I kept my mini-copter. I grabbed the bolty, which earlier in this wipe I'd taken from those roof campers, filled myself up on a little bit of bear meat, and went outside to try and defend my base one last time. So it turns out there wasn't really much I could do as one man against a few guys on my roof with M249s and high-powered rifles. But we had our good times. Like all things, the good times must eventually come to an end. So there it is. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Wheats, and I do hope to be posting a lot more Rust content in the days and weeks to come. I certainly have a lot of Rust content in my archives, as it were. But yeah, check out the description for more information about the music and what I've got going on with my server, Wheats 5K Customs. Again, thanks so much for watching. As this is a new channel, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe. That's it for now. Peace out, guys.